Hello and welcome to Mina's bookshelf for another Tarot Oracle deck flip through and review. Today I would like to present you the Wychwood Oracle fortune telling cards, and I ordered this deck on Etsy a couple of weeks ago. The creator is based in the UK and it was delivered in record time, although I used the standard postage. It's a 32 fortune telling style deck of cards, which means it falls in the category of the Lenormand cards, Keeper cards, Sibylla, and tea leaves reading cards. It came in this beautiful little bag. I believe this is the logo of the store. It's the wychwoodoracle.com store. It came with a little envelope, a thank you note. It's a little treat. It contains the miraculous fortune-telling fish, guaranteed to shock and amaze. I haven't opened it yet, and I haven't tried it, but just to show you, it's a little gift that came with the deck. There's a little red fish in this plastic envelope, and what you do, you put it on your hand, and thanks to the heat of your skin, the fish will curl up in a specific way, and according to the way it curls up, you can get a meaning, a fortune-telling meaning. These are the cards. These are the beautiful backs. This is a Regency Era inspired deck. Chronologically, the Regency Era is that time in the United Kingdom between 1811 and 1820, called the Regency Era because George III, the king at that time, was ill and he was deemed unfit for the role of king. So the kingdom was temporarily passed to his son, the regent, Prince George, who eventually became King George IV. And it comes right before the Victorian era. So stylistically, it really this deck finds a good place in my collection because I have a lot of decks inspired to that particular historical era. So the deck is made of 32 cards. The card stock is pretty good. It's nice. There's a nice score to it, and I think it's a 330 GSM. It seems to be pretty good. There's a little bit of coating, but it's not shining, so there shouldn't be no reflection of lights in your camera if you decide to use this deck to record videos. The deck comes with some cards, not with a booklet, just some cards that will explain you how to use the deck. And so let's read from them. The Wychwood Oracle Rhyme and Reason Fortune Cards. This is the name of the deck. Rhyme and Reason Fortune Cards. 32 cards for fortune telling, divination, and oracle reading, etc., etc. As authored by Maureen Anafan. Copyright by Wychwood Oracle 2019. So this Etsy shop carries different decks, fortune-telling style decks, and they're all pretty much inspired to that same historical period in time. And there was a sale that the creator was running on this specific deck, the Rhyme and Reason, and actually it was one of my favorites, one of the ones that I preferred from her shop. So about the cards. Inspired by the fortune-telling cards of the Regency period, which utilized both imagery and verse, the Rhyme and Reason Oracle seeks to explore the perennial drivers of human existence: birth, death, relationships, spirituality, and subsistence. Although oracle cards required a high level of personal interpretation, we have put together a list of associations which, along with the rhyme on each card, offers guidance to interpretation. So this is the beauty of this particular divination tool. Unlike the tarot, where you can read the energies in different ways, the fortune-telling style reading cards have specific meanings for each card, and sometimes even specific meaning when you associate 2 or 3 cards together. So it's a different system. It lends itself a little better to predictive readings. Use of the cards. Cards can be drawn individually or as a part of a spread. One of the simplest and oldest forms of reading is the 3-card spread, which looks at past, present, and future influences surrounding a question. Since this deck has a lot in common with the Lenormand style deck, I think that you could also take inspiration from the traditional Lenormand spreads to put your readings together. When reading the cards in a wider spread, the lady and the lord can be used if following the female-male tradition of inquiry card. However, less gender-specific cards, such as the spider, might also be used. If a card is drawn upside down or reversed, the meaning is generally understood to negate or be in opposition to that given when it is facing the right way up. Meaning may also be modified by the presence placement of other cards in a spread. I have to say, I normally do not read the Lenormand or the Kipper cards in reverse. If when I shuffle they flip out of the deck in reverse, I might keep them if they have a meaning, a directionality meaning, in the sense that there is an element in the card that clearly points at something else. But I would normally keep them in the upright, just to make things easier. I do believe that there are enough cards in these decks to get negative or shadow meanings. And then we have 4 cards that have the keywords for each of the 32 cards, and we'll take a look at them as we go through the deck. Okay, let's start. We have the Architect card. It's the spider. A card of purpose. This card means order imposed, resolution, restitution, the universe speaks, divine providence. And then we have a little rhyme. You can take a look. In the halls of mice and men, behind the scenes, you weave and spin a subtle web of endless span. Then we have the spark. A card of beginnings. This is a birth, creative source, renewal, a fresh start. Then we have the flame. A card of being. Feed the flame and it will burn a star for its allotted term. This is a symbol of health, longevity, continuance, energy, vitality, and life. And then we have the snuffer. A card of endings, of course. It can indicate completion, a parting, a rupture. Then we have one of the significator cards, the lady. A card of pride. A change of priorities, a broader outlook, wider opportunities. Then we have the Scorpion, a card of prejudice, a hasty judgment, re-examine, reconsider. Then we have the Basket. So far we have the Lady card in common with the Lenormand deck. So the Basket, of course, this one gives us the idea of abundance. This is a card of sustenance, a good harvest, ease, comfort, plenty. So it's a good omen card. Then we have another card in common with the Lenormand and also with the Kipper deck, the House card. This is a card of security, a secure situation, safe space, refuge, confinement. It can also indicate an actual building, a house, depending on your reading. Then we have the Head and Heart card, a card of conflict. Give pause for thought, spontaneity, excitement, consequences, regrets. Then we have the Bull, a card of diplomacy, an unwelcome truth, an honest opinion, a direct approach, a lack of empathy. Then we have Rose and Thorns, a card of caution, a betrayal, hidden intent, and an unexpected attack. It could also look like the bouquet from the Lenormand deck, but with a more cautious negative meaning. Then another card that we have also in the Lenormand deck is the Dog card, a card of loyalty, trust in a friend, loyalty, companionship. Then we have the Wheelbarrow, a card of industry. We also have Toil and Labor in the Kipper deck that reminds me a little bit of this card. A card, one gain, self-discipline, application, earn, reward. Then card number 14, the Star. We have the same also in the Lenormand deck. Guidance in a dark place, succor, a comforting presence. This is a card of guidance. Let's read the rhyme. In the darkest hour, a steady light will guide your footsteps through the night. It's a nice, encouraging message. Then we have the Moon, like in the Lenormand deck. A card of influence. Beside the sun, you lack for size, yet still you order time and tide. This is a keywords are quiet power, behind the scene influence. Then we have the Newlyweds. That's card number 16. Is a card of compromise. The rhyme is, it is time to leave the coach is here, but who will pull and who will steer? Interesting. It's a fundamental adjustment, change, and collaboration. So this is a card that might come up in relationship readings, but not just of romantic nature. It could be also partnership in your professional life. Then we have number 17, the Coach. A card of travel, a journey, a change of scenery, a new adventure. What fair or fortune foe or friend awaits you at your journey's end? Then we have the Lily, which is a card that we have also in the Lenormand deck. This is number 18, card number 18. It's a card of transience. Seize the day, a short-term benefit, transience. Card number 19, the Game. A card of risk. The keywords are a win against the odds, a gamble, a risk, a transitory thrill. Excuse my pronunciation. Dame Fortune wears a fickle face and gives and takes with equal grace. So these verses can actually help you attribute a meaning to the cards. If you don't have the keywords next to you. This is the Earth card number 20. This is a card of responsibility. A responsibility to be addressed, respect, nurturing, repair, waste, devastation. And the rhyme is, all this time and young as me, what men dare claim your mastery? At 21, we have the Rings. Like in the Lenormand deck, is a card of commitment. A wedding or partnership, commitment, duty, dedication. True love is absolute, for when measured in degrees, love becomes a weapon and constancy a tease. And number 22, we have the coin, a card of reward. Money in or out, reward, benefit. So according to what the guide card says, if this one comes in reverse, you might interpret that as a loss or a missed opportunity to gain financial wealth. Then at number 23, we have the Sun, like in the Lenormand deck. Creation, destruction, intense, overly ambitious. This is a card of intensity. Fly too close, and what falls back? Feathers, splints, and sealing wax. And it refers to the myth, the Greek myth of Icarus, who flew too close to the sun with his wax wings. His project was too ambitious. His wings melted away, and so he failed in his venture. Then we have a 4, the Garden, like in the Lenormand deck. We have a struggle for control, untamed passion, and a deceptive front, chaos held in check. The meaning is different from what we normally have in a Lenormand deck, where the garden represents like a social gathering or a public place. Or in modern times, it could also mean social media. A managed front, the wild within, but which will lose and which will win. And at number 25, we have the Maze. The lighting is so bad, I really apologize. A puzzle to be solved, unresolved issues, feeling trapped. This is a card of captivity. It could be also read in a more positive sense. If associated with positive cards, it could mean, finding a solution, finding your way through a maze, a difficult situation. And number 26, we have the Lion. A brush with authority, an imbalance of power, bureaucracy. This could be like the Bear card in the Lenormand deck. This is a card of command. One cannot be heard above a roar that knows no censoring and will not temper volume with the art of listening. And number 27, we have another significator card for the divine masculine energy. This is a card of privilege. Before the days of swords and shield, who owned the land, who worked the field. Keywords for this one are a birthright legacy, privilege, resistance to change, the status quo. And number 28, we have the Black Cat, a card of contradiction. Keywords are good luck, ill fortune, a culture clash, differing beliefs or tradition, a contradiction. The rhyme is, some will see good fortune while others see a curse. The cat herself remains unchanged, a cat, no more, no worse. Then at number 29, we have the Mirror, a time for reflection, inner focus, self-examination, honesty. The Fan at number 30, a card of communication. An unexpected communication, a secret told, a tale unfolds. A fan can say what manners can't, a signaling of veiled intent. And number 31, we have the Purse. Something long buried comes to light, damaging truths, concealment. Pandora's box is best left closed, for who would have their secrets told? And the last card, the Web. Keywords, a new phase in life, embrace it, the wheel turns, continuity. This is a card of passage. Across the void, an endless net that spans the past, the now, the yet, and all are bound to journey it. So this was the Wychwood Oracle, Rhyme and Reason. I really like it. I already thought of matching this deck to my readings that I will make with the Antique Anatomy. Although the time period is not the same, because we could consider the Antique Anatomy to be a vintage deck, more in the Victorian era, but we're close. Aesthetically, they look great together. So let's see. Let's put the camera down. Let's pull a couple of cards from the Antique Anatomy. For anybody who needs a message for today. What does universe have in store for us today? What do we need to look for? Where do we need to focus our energy? We have the Six of Coins, balancing the scales of our finances, probably receiving or giving help, tangible help to other people. Death, which is an ending, a change, a transformation, or a person, Scorpio. And Four of Coins, the Miser card, being conservative with the resources. So what I see here from these three cards is that we probably need to look after our finances and our resources a little better. We need to be more responsible with our spending. It seems like an initial situation of having just enough of balance is disrupted. So therefore, we need to be more conservative with our energies, with our assets, with our resources, with our finances. And on the bottom of the deck, there's the anxiety card, the Nine of Blades, which is the Nine of Swords in this deck. Now let's pull some confirmation cards from the Rhyme and Reason Wychwood Oracle. This is the first time I shuffled them. Okay, we're already at 22 minutes. Easy to shuffle. It's a very slim deck, only 32 cards. My idea is maybe to add another one or two from this creator and maybe combine them if they come in the same size, which is like a standard tarot deck size. A card of sustenance, a basket full means some for all. The state reversed means something worse. So it definitely, this reading refers to assets and resources and material gain. So this is a good card. It indicates that you might have just enough. Let's see, another card. A card of pride. What you value first and last should not be in your looking glass. So the lady, number 5, we'll take a look at that. Let's draw another card, just a third card to clarify the Four of Coins. Just pick one. A card of travel. What fate or fortune for or friend awaits you at your journey's end. So I do feel like the significator here indicates that this person is looking into some ventures that might bring more abundance, more wealth in her finances. So I hope this is a good, a portent of good things for all. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this was the Rhyme and Reason Wychwood Oracle by wychwoodoracle.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel inclined to do so. I would love to see you helping me grow this channel. Thank you so much. Have a great day.